Hello and welcome back. I'm Bo.
Totally win.
And we are trying to pay off $68,000 worth of debt and reach our financial goals for stability for us and his three kids. This is our transactions and budget closeout for the first paycheck of November.
And it's not great.
Yep, we messed up. I messed up. Let's be real. I will take the blame for this 100%. There are a few things that I messed up very badly. So one, I put in Fabulous, which is a subscription that we have monthly now, for an app. I was going back and forth between whether I wanted it to be part of the health envelope or be its own bill, and I messed it up both ways. So it was not added in the transactions last week, but it was actually absolutely there. And also, I forgot to put that I paid $250 on Wynn's student loan, even though it's on the tracker. So, like, I messed it up in the opposite way. And also, I forgot to put that he sent the adventure money and miscellaneous money, like, that's been allocated. I didn't put that in here, even though it's on the tracker. Y'all, I was struggling. I was struggling last week.
But we made it here.
Yes. And there was another mess up, which we're going to get into right now, because we're going to start with this past week's transactions. So, Wynn paid his... Oh my goodness. Kitty is being obnoxious. Wynn paid S&M Collections for $50, and then I sent another $250 to his student loans.
Thank you.
And then I had to bring in the October 10th paycheck for $1,587 because I realized I messed up the budget. So last week, not the week starting the 8th, but like the prior week that started the month, absolute chaos. I struggled super hard. I messed up super bad. So now I am 2 paychecks ahead instead of 3, and we're just gonna deal with it. And then on the 9th, Kid Copay came out for $40. I don't know why this is coming out on Saturday instead of Friday now, but that might be a permanent thing. I don't know. We'll see. And then we had Snacky Snacks for $5. And then I put an additional $130 in the envelopes, which I will show you on the next sheet what that is. And then nothing again until the 11th, which was Veterans Day. Noted because there was a sale. Well, there are sales like everywhere for Veterans Day, but I took advantage of one, which again I will show you on the next sheet. But we had Snacky Snacks for $9, and then nothing again until the 14th, where Wynn saved $149 for our wedding.
Yay.
I paid for my car wash membership for $18 and sent an additional $500 to his debt, and then I went on a little savings spree. So that was $112 to car maintenance, $21 to school, $22 to subscriptions, $511 to phone, and $300 to furniture. So that was a lot of savings, but that is, again, because I had to bring in this paycheck, and I figured I may as well, like, do something with it. So that went to savings goals and $500 to his debt. So now let's get into the envelopes. And I put that in air quotes, right? So I used to be a cash budgeter with cash envelopes. I stopped doing that except for health. Health is the only category that isn't cash. The rest I just track with this little spreadsheet. So groceries, we started with $157, added $70, spent $101. That leaves us with $126. And this we are kind of building up for Christmas dinner. And then bulk buys, which is part of groceries really, started with 31, added 60, spent 34, so there's 57 in there now. Transportation didn't spend any. Well, let's be real. We did, but it came out of other things. So
Not standard transportation.
Yes. It basically came out of Wynn's pocket money. So that it didn't come out of here. And then health started with 554, ended with 554, didn't spend anything. Home shopping, didn't spend anything or add anything, so there's 25. Birthdays, didn't spend or add, there's 123. Clothing, didn't spend or add, so there's 35. And shoes, this is where we get to the Veterans Day sale. So, if you did not know, I am in fact a veteran.
Thank you for your service.
And I love you. Thank you for the support. So, for a lot of Veterans Day sales, I get the sale price and also I get an additional discount. So I was kind of waiting on getting shoes until Veterans Day. So I got a pair of shoes that's normally $160 for $96. So I was very happy about that. So started with 125 in the shoe category, spent 96, so there's 29 left. I'm very happy for the shoes that I got. They should be pretty decent for winter. They're not boots, they're shoes, but they
know what they're about.
Yeah, they should do better than the current shoes I have. Well, the current shoes I have holes in them, but you know.
Automatic success.
Yes, basically. But yeah, so that's that. And then pet care started with 33, ended with 33. Personal started with 0, ended with 0. I already know what the next personal money is going to be spent on. It's basically already gone. You know, that's how we roll in this house. But it is what it is. Okay. So now let's look at what this means for the budget. This is going to be bad, y'all. This is going to be bad. We messed up. I messed up. Chaos. Okay.
Brace yourselves.
Yes. So this is the first paycheck of November. His first paycheck period. His paycheck was $19.88. My paycheck is actually 2 paychecks. Was $32.84. And then we had other income, which was Wynn's savings account interest was $36. And we took $22.63 from savings, so that stayed the same. So that is a total inflow of $7,571, which looks like a lot. However, again, that is one of the future paychecks. So now we're 2 paychecks ahead instead of 3, which means we're no longer really 1 month ahead. Because the original 1 month ahead goal was to have enough money in paychecks, to have enough paychecks so that even for magic months, we're still 1 month ahead. And magic months being the months that we have 3 paychecks in the month. So now we're no longer there. Now we're just a regular month ahead. Well, I'm just a regular month ahead. So, you know, it's not ideal, but I didn't want to take from savings because we're nearing the end of the quarter, the end of the school quarter. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But now we get to his spending. So
where we've got $13.50 on rent, standard, $203 on kid bills this time, $66 on internet, $50 for S&M collections. We got $20 on adventures and $30 on miscellaneous. Total spent $17.19, leaving us with $5,852.
Yep.
For savings, we got our priority gifts. Only needed 6 to finish it off. For wedding fund, $299 total. That gives us $305 spent.
Which is less than budgeted, but that's okay. What happened was one of the kids had to go to urgent care, so there was $20 additional spent on kid bills.
And that's okay.
Yep, so that came out of the wedding fund.
And that leaves us at 5,547.
Yep.
Now for the damage.
Now for my spending, which is atrocious.
I was going to go with significant.
Yes, significant. Okay, so my monthly bills, $63 as budgeted. I did mess up. This should have been $45 for week 1, but I added it all up correctly at the end, so it's $63. His debt got $1,000 instead of the $500 that was budgeted, just because I wanted to send the additional money from this extra paycheck to priorities. So that was a big priority. So that got another $500. Dining out, we went over budget by $20, so $50 is the final expenditure for that. Groceries in bulk got the $260 that was budgeted. Transportation got the $60 that was budgeted. And I'm thinking we might need to actually raise this. I don't want to. I really like sending significant amounts to debt and like meeting savings goals. Like, I really prioritize those, but sometimes transportation can get dicey. So, like, today, for example, I take public transportation sometimes. I take it to work most of the time, and I got to the train station on time for the train that I normally catch. And it said train was coming in 10 minutes, which it should have been in 2 minutes, but it said 10. And I was like, okay, train's a little late. A few minutes later, it said delayed and then estimated next train 30 minutes. So I would have been late for work if I hadn't taken a lift to work. That is not on this budget because it was after the cutoff for transactions, but it is a thing that happened and it was not ideal. So, struggle's real. Might need to add to that. I don't know how much, but we might need to add to that. And then health was $75 as budgeted. Home shopping, $25 as budgeted. Birthdays, $5 as budgeted. Clothing and shoes, $40 as budgeted. Pet care, $15 as budgeted. And then $250 for personal. So this...
She works hard for the money, folks.
Yes. So this was specifically, like, I budgeted this extra $200 so that I could pay for a concert ticket. However, I added the 2 in front of this 50, but I did not add it to the total amount. So the budgeted amount was supposed to be $1,323, but I wrote $1,089. I wrote $1,089. Yo, it's not right. It's not right. So yeah, that threw off all the numbers. So I thought I would have more money to save, but I did not. And I didn't want to take from insurance because I wasn't gonna, if I had gone with this number, I wouldn't be able to save even the whole $475 that I'd already set aside for insurance. So if I didn't want to take from that, I had to bring in another paycheck. And that's one of the benefits of being ahead on your budget, is you can make decisions like that. Also, I probably should have gotten the math right in the first place, but life happens. Okay, so subtotal is actually $1,843. That's a lot, y'all. That's a lot. That is, in fact, more than what my paychecks normally are. Leaves us with $3,704. And then for my saving, so the way I did this was I went in order of priority up until I reached my goals for the quarter with the next paycheck. Because remember, I already budgeted the next paycheck. So I wanted to go up to those goals and not too much farther, and then kind of spread things around in order of priority. You'll see. Okay, so insurance got the $475 that was budgeted, so that was fine. And then the next priority was actually car maintenance, which was $112 as budgeted, so that was fine. And then school was the $21 that was budgeted, so that's fine. And then next was subscriptions. Now, subscriptions is almost fully funded for the year. So if you take the amount from next paycheck, the amount that I'm planning on saving next paycheck, and add it to the amount that's already in subscriptions, 22 is all that was left to save. So that's why I put that there. And then the next priority is phone. But I knew this amount, it would have been, if I had stopped at the priorities, right, I would have fully funded the phone bill plus had some left over. But we have some things that we want to buy for the house. So what I decided to do was fully fund that next. So furniture fully funded at $300. And then the phone bill got the rest. And we are, again, way ahead on saving for the phone bill. It's pretty close to being fully funded for the year. So, and I'm not saying for this year, because this year is completely funded and it's ready to pay next month. But this current savings goal for the phone bill is to pay for 2025. So it's already almost fully funded, which is super exciting. I'm super happy about that. But now also furniture is fully funded. And we might add more to furniture later, but for now, this is the goal that we're going with so that the other priorities can like have their time to shine, essentially, because we have some really big savings goals. And I feel like if we put too much of a goal on stuff like furniture, then it would kind of suck away from our priorities, our real priorities. So that is how the savings got allocated. And that is a subtotal of $1,441, which of course is way more than budgeted, but that's because we brought in an extra paycheck. But that leaves a remaining $2,263, which magically enough is how much we have to save, how much savings we had to spend, basically. So personal loan was $2,216. We had originally written down the wrong amount for this, but this is the total amount that got paid. And then kids' gifts got $47 spent. And this is basically coming out of Wynn's Christmas fund for the boys because it is for them. So that is a subtotal of $2,263, which is all that was left. So this is a zero-based budget.
Love it.
Yay! The math worked. The math worked. I basically had to catch myself. I had like a crisis. It was a whole like, what is my life? What is real? What is math? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Nothing was making sense. And this is why I usually try to double check my math. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened at the beginning of the month. I was clearly struggling. But I figured it out. I fixed it. And we are back on track.
And I got to tell you, I know. You hear it from me all the time. Yeah, budget beats broke. But this is exactly why that's important. For this many things to have gone wrong and for us to land on our feet, a lot of things had to go right in a row. That happens on purpose, doesn't happen by itself. This should stand as proof positive. You can mess up unexpectedly, badly, but if you took the time to be intentional about how you spend, especially with something like a zero-based budget where every dollar has a job, it's going to be okay. It really is. It might not be great, but it'll be at least okay.
Yep. But now I'm curious. If you had made the same mistakes that I made in this budget, how would you have fixed it? Would you have taken from the insurance money that you'd already set aside? Or would you have done something else? Let us know in the comments. I appreciate you so much. I love you. Never forget that you deserve financial stability, and I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.